Not saying force that somebody gonna put the gun to your head because it's gonna be an option. You know, you're gonna take it or not. If you don't, okay, your head gonna go on this chopping block, and you're gonna be decapitated. Now, some of the men of the Lord, they're gonna be decapitated too, but it's for whose sake? Yahweh Shai's sake. And that's just their life, and that's a reward for them. That's an honorable death. Many of y'all, you're not gonna fall honorably. You're gonna fall dishonorably. Why? Because you fell for Edom. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, cried, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered to the ears of the Lord the Sabbath. Oh, so ultimately, we are crying unto Yahweh Shai because, you know, really the money that we have, it ain't profitable. It's not our gold and silver like what we used to have. This fucking bullshit greenback dollar that these other nations, the BRIC nations, ain't using. Half of the America's allies not even using their fucking dollar no more. So what's going to happen to the economy here? It's going to collapse. Everybody's going to hate America, hate the whore, and this is the end. But we are crying unto the Lord for all the abominations that be done in the midst of thereof unto us, and we're tired of this.
First Timothy chapter 6 and verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches.
See, these riches on this side is unearned riches. It's not gonna profit you anymore. Like these dollars, this paper dollar, might as well be done away with. Here it is, Esau, he's pushing a digital society. So you Israelites putting your trust in all these uncertain riches is gonna fail you in the end. Keep on.
And it says, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, Yahweh Shai, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. And it says in verse 18, that they do good, that they be rich in good works.
So you gotta be rich in good works. Like how you was speaking about, hey, you're gonna be faith and works save you in those days. Not no damn money. Keep going.
Yep, and it says in 1 Timothy 6 and 18, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate. It says in verse 19, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may hold, it says that they may lay hold on eternal life.
And that's why you're supposed to be setting your affection on things above, not on things on earth. Because the things on earth got an expiration date upon it. It's going to be dissolved by nuclear missiles.
Isaiah 13. Let me get that real quick. Because these other nations, they're not going to, well, really, it says the Medes, which are the Russians in Isaiah 13, they're not going to delight in America's money. Whatever they try to offer to them to appease the Russians, that ain't going to happen. It says right here, Isaiah 13, let me find it real quick. Isaiah 13. Yep. Isaiah 13 and 17, it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which is Babylon, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So these Russians, which are the Medes, you look at the ancient map of where the Medo-Persian Empire was, today that's where Russia is. It says, their bows also shall dash the young man to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. That bow is going into the nuclear missiles. When it's shot, you know, from Russia. You know, what's that missile called? Satan 2? Satan 1? The hypersonic missile that can't be stopped. America don't have no fucking air defense system that can stop that shit. And Israel is proof that that shit ain't working. It says in Babylon, in Babylon, the glory of the kingdom, like how it says in Ezekiel, the village of unwalled, what is it?
Unwalled.
Get that. Talking about the Babylon,
city of
unwalled villages, which means protection.
America, you don't have no defense system.
America, like ancient kingdoms, you had walls. Hell, we had walls around our kingdom.
Yeah.
You know, you had to go over top and besiege. Well, America, they don't have no protection. You know, so America is their city. You can get that.
This is Ezekiel 38 in verse 10. The point is in verse 11. It says in verse 10, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shah power, it shall come to pass that at that same time shall things come into thy mind.
Right. Keep on.
And thou shalt think an evil thought.
Right, so that evil thought is when these other nations shoot these missiles upon Babylon the Great during World War III. America will get hit. America's already hated. Hey, so that evil thought that the Lord's gonna put in their mind, hey, let's destroy this bitch. America gotta go. Because America is the leading cause, the root to all these different problems. And you gotta uproot. Like how I said, like how we started at Ecclesiastes, it's time to pluck up, time to plant. America's been planted. The bitch got to get plucked the fuck up. Exactly. Keep going.
It says in Ezekiel 38 in verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest.
Right, and America's at rest. What it say in Revelation 18, I sit a queen, I am no widow, I shall see no sorrow. Yep. So a lot of these Americans, they at rest. All Russia, Israel, you ain't gonna worry about that. You're gonna keep living it the fuck up. Yep. No, and so you're living out what the scriptures say that basically the characteristics of what Babylon the Great is doing. Yep. The mindset. And so this is that place, that city of unwalled villages. Ain't no protection, right? It says, I'm
just living. And it says that I will go to them that are in rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates.
Right, so no protection. So America is that place where you dwell safely. All these other nations want to come here. They don't think nothing's going to happen. It's going to happen. These same people that's walking, they're going to be involved in that nuclear destruction if the animals don't get to them. You know, if the Civil War, hell, friends gonna fight each other, like how it says in Second Esdras. The Doomsday bunker buddies, they gonna fight against each other. Yep. And you gotta face against the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You through, because at the same time, you know, the Lord's gonna raise up His man. But guess what? The 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they're gonna get some too, and that's just what it is. And so, yeah, this is their place of unwalled villages. America's not safe. So right back in this Isaiah 13, real quick, and y'all got it. Isaiah 13 in verse 19, in Babylon, i.e. America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So what happened? Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by fire and brimstone, which is going to happen here in America. The fire and brimstone is the nuclear missiles. The bows going to be shot, you know, from the other ends. From the other ends of the earth, you know, and that's all I really wanted to give with that, because I don't, you know, y'all speak American. Y'all got it.
Yeah, give me that second of the 671. Nobody ain't got that. I got Thessalonians
The day of the Lord.
Yeah. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child. Because right now, man, you got Donald Trump trying to play clean up. Yeah. You trying to clean up all the bullshit Joe Biden had caused, thinking he gonna make America great again. But the truth is, man, he can't make America great again. Like I said, we will help heal Babylon, but it can't be healed. This place got an incurable disease. Like it's got AIDS, HIV, cancer, all put together. Keep going. And they shall not escape. Just read it over. All right, this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child. So these events is going to happen suddenly. It's going to come upon you unaware, quickly. And you ain't going to be able to escape. You're going to be like a bird just got caught in the damn bird trap and can't get yourself out of there. Get yourself out of whatever come upon you. Keep going. And they shall not escape. Yeah, you ain't going to be able to escape. Keep going about that. It's First Thessalonians. Eve gonna be the main one that get her ass caught up in these traps. Because Eve just so caught up in fun time. Fun time. What the scripture speak about, she dead while she living. She live her life in pleasure. Yeah.
Did you read the sign? It says 12 tribes of Israel.
We're not Muslims.
Literally.
You just wait till the Lord start laying roadblocks out there. You know what I'm saying? You got tanks and shit, you know what I'm saying, blocking the road off. You know, it ain't gonna be a laughing matter then. You know, it ain't gonna be a laughing matter then.
This is First Thessalonians chapter 5, picking up at verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Because these events is going to catch a lot of people off guard, like a thief in the night. But the ones that are not in darkness, the ones that the Lord has called out of darkness into his marvelous light, the Lord ain't going to catch them as a thief. Because they're going to be watching. They're going to be standing up on their posts. Finish on that, or you just a little bit more? I know it's a little bit more. All right, this is picking up at verse 5. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. And that's what we got to be doing. Hey, not being drunken with the affairs of this life, all the philosophies, trying to build a life. Like, you're supposed to be departed from this place. That's why it says in the scripture, this is the time you need to be awakened out of your sleep. Give it at
2 Timothy 2 and verse 4. I'm going to get 3. 2 Timothy 2 and 3 in the NLT. Endure suffering along with me as a good soldier of Mashiach Yahushua. Soldiers don't get tied up in the affairs of civilian life, for then they cannot please the officers who will listen. Just like the brother was going into, man. We're not getting caught up in the affairs of this life. We're focused on the Lord Yahushua, just as it says in 1 John 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. We're not worried about this place. We're not getting caught up in this place, because if we do get caught up in the affairs of this place, we're going to receive judgment and destruction from the Lord Yahushua, man.
See you next week. All right.
So what would you got again? Second half of 16.
Second Ezra 16, verse 3, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? It says in verse 4, a fire is sent among you, who may quench it?
So a sword is coming upon America. Starting with America, is going to go to other nations, other countries, because what America has done is America has made everybody and every nation reliant on America. So once America goes down, these other nations are going to feel that impact too, man. But it's not just anybody who's sending this sword. It's not just anybody who's sending this fire. It's the Lord Yahushua who is sending these the sword, the fire, the plagues, the pestilences, and everything else, man. Et cetera, man. It's the Lord bringing these plagues, and you can't turn it back, man.
Yeah, and it says in verse 5, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
You're not going to be able to. You didn't drive the Crown 19 away. You came up with a temporary solution for it, but it was even the solution that you came up with. It wasn't 100% curable. At first they said, yeah, you take this jump shot, it's 100% curable, and then it went from 100% now to 98%, and it went down to 80%, and it went down to 65%. The Lord is bringing these plagues, and you can't drive them away, man.
I was just gonna say, going back to that Palisade fire, man, they couldn't even put that out.
Oh yeah, hell no.
Shoot, you know, the wind had took over, man. It was just, man, it just kept going.
Yep.
Yeah, it says in 2 Ezra 16, in verse 6, it says, may any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood?
Right. So when a hungry lion's on the prowl, you're not going to tell, hey man, you're not going to eat me today. Please don't eat me. Please. You're not going to drive it away. Got it.
Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it had begun to burn?
Just like you just said with the Palisade fires over in California, they couldn't stop that. They burned down a lot of the rich homes in California, man. Yeah, Rolls Royces, there was no escape. So once that fire started, there was no quenching it. Just like with the fire and the plague and the words of the Lord Yahweh Shemi outside, they're coming upon this place like fire, man. And you can't quench it. And the words and the prophets that have started coming out, you can't stop that, man. There's nothing that Esau can do to stop the prophets from coming out, man. Because once this fire has been started, there's no quenching it, man. You got it.
Yep. Finishing up, and it says in 2 Ezra 16 verse 7, may one turn again. It says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer.
Right. So when
Are you Jewish?
no,
You're not Jewish, bitch. Hold
Yeah, I got a picture.
you got it.
All
Read
right.
it. They're not.
Just to land back on what you were saying, you know,
I love Jesus.
it's too late for America. You know, there's no fixing this place. So this is Numbers chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, but blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Yeah, so the only way to cleanse this place is by sending those arrows that the brother had just read in the 2 Ezra 16 and 7. Because when the Lord send these arrows, man, it's going to cleanse this whole place, man. It's going to become a monument, how you say it? A memorial, yep, a memorial of how not to be. Don't be like America. Don't be like this wicked society, man. And it's going to lay waste and lay desolate for all eternity, man.
That's right, bro.
No person is going to dwell in it. Only, evil spirits, unclean birds, buzzards, desert creatures, man. That's the only thing that's going to dwell in here in America. You're not going to know where BB King Boulevard was. You're not going to know where the Statue of Liberty was. You're not going to know where the Tennessee line was with Arkansas, man. Yep.
I got one for you. The land back. This is 2 Peter chapter 2 and in verse 6. Going back to the point you was making about the monument. How the Lord's going to make America, like a monument. All right, and it says in 2 Peter 2 and verse 6. It says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them I'm reading this.
A little excited, yeah.
2 Peter 2 and 6, and it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly.
Yeah, so making them an example of how not to be. And if you follow after the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah, you will receive judgment just as Sodom and Gomorrah did. So what makes America so different? America is doing worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Worse than the acts and the filthiness that Sodom and Gomorrah was doing. So what makes America safe from the Lord's judgment? What makes them safe from the Lord's wrath, man? There is no escape. There is no sweeping it under the rug, man. And America's not getting any better. It's getting worse. Therefore, Sodom and Gomorrah, just as Sodom and Gomorrah got judged, making an example of how not to live and not to live ungodly, it's going to be the same with America. And then America is going to be that ultimate example, that ultimate memorial of how not to live. And if you do live like that, you're going to receive judgment from the Heavenly Father.
Because the lake of fire is America.
Right.
It's so big. You look at a lake from up top, it's vast. Some lakes are like, whole continents. Not whole continents. Yeah, well, not states. That's what I meant. And so forth. So, yep. And so, America is that lake of fire. This is the second death, which is by fire.
Yep. When you go into Isaiah 34, it talks about the streams and the rivers are turned to pit, to tar. So the Mississippi River, it ain't gonna be no river. It's gonna be just a stream of just tar, black tar, and black fire, man. Just engulfing not just there, you know, the like the brother said, Lake Michigan. It ain't gonna be no lake.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be just black pitch tar, man.
Wow.
Ratchet, rank smell to it.
Yeah.
All the fish is just gonna just evaporate. Everything is gonna be destroyed here, man.
The very elements.
Yeah, the very elements, 2 Corinthians 10. Because when you go into that second Ezra 16 and 7, it said, "Who shall turn away an arrow when the strong man begins to bend the archer?" So like we're paraphrasing. So
right,
so when an archer is bending the bow, you try to stop an arrow mid-flight, you're gonna get your hand cut off. And it's the same with the nukes. Once they hit that red button, which we're waiting for that, of course, you know, prophecy's got to be happen within its respected order. But once they hit that button, there's no stopping it, man.
I got something for that real quick. So Russia, or they had something during the Cold War era. It's called dead hand. Dead hand can refer to several concepts: a Cold War era nuclear weapons control system, a legal concept related to property control after death. So say a Russian commander, you know, failed. He's over the nukes. Well, basically, commander dies, that system, once it detects other missiles coming in, it shoots off the rip. So that's what they have still until this day. It's called a dead head program. So it don't matter. Once Russia detects missiles, ICBMs, whether somebody's in that room or not pressing that missile, pressing that button,
it's automatic.
the missiles,
automatically.
It's no stopping that.
Dead hand.
Dead hand. It says, the Soviet Union developed a system known as dead hand, also called perimeter, designed to launch a retaliatory nuclear strike if it detected a nuclear attack on Moscow and if communications link with top military commanders were cut off, indicating their demise. So that's another scenario. So it's different scenarios for dead hand to be used.
Get the second notes. You got a precept on it?
Yeah, I was going to bring out this Revelation chapter 11. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua was crucified.
Yeah, where our Lord was crucified, Yahushua. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua going, because it wasn't literally crucified here. His name, his purpose, his image,
His likeness.
why he came in the first place, and all that's been crucified and X'd out, man. They said they're dead bodies, they're not physically dead, they're spiritually dead. Their dead bodies are lying in the great city, which is America, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Spiritually Sodom, because we see the sodomy running rampant here today. And then if a brother could get Exodus 20 and 2 real quick, going into that Egypt, man.
This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So Egypt is likened to a house of bondage, under slavery. So which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, because this is our prison sentence. This is where our captivity is, man. And the last captivity, man. And you don't even gotta say Lord willing to that, because this is, according to prophecy, this is the last captivity.
That's right.
Now we say Lord willing is this year, but Lord willing, you know, this captivity is very soon, so that our everlasting life, our everlasting eternity can begin, man. That's what we're waiting for. This is what we're hoping for, anticipating, wishing for, and craving, man. We want to get out of this spiritually Sodom and Egypt, man, because this is the hell, man. This is hell.
And this ain't the normal way of living.
Right.
This shit ain't normal.
Nope.
You know, and when we come into power, start with Yahweh Shah, everything's gonna go back to the old way. So all you nations that do to serve captivity under the Israelites, guess what? You're gonna build up the kingdom the old way, like how we did. Ain't no fucking excavators. It ain't no machinery helping you to build our kingdom. You're gonna build your fucking bare hands. You're gonna pave our roads and our streets, our sidewalks with gold. All this shit gotta go. Ain't no more concrete. Yeah, you got a long 1,000 years. It ain't gonna be like time today. Time is, made
More they
man.
gonna shorten those
Yeah,
days.
hell
Instead
yeah.
of 1,000 years.
Hey,
They shorten it to 900 years. Nah, you gonna feel every bit of that.
Yep.
Day one
Yep.
to day last.
Night and day, you're gonna be working. It says, "Thy gates shall be open continually, that the Gentiles may bring to the kings to minister." What that means to bow, prostrate.
Yeah, jumping back to the spirit of Jacob's trouble. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 in verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?
Ezra was asking, because Ezra was saying that's how bad the days are going to come. When that day comes, he said, woe is me, who's going to deliver me in those days? Who's going to deliver me? You got it?
Yeah, and it says in verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning.
Which that's what Yahushua said in Matthew 24. He said, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So when we see these things happening before our very eyes, this is only the beginning, man. This is the beginning.
Yep, and it says in verse 18 again, 2nd Ezra 16 and 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Yeah, so this is only the beginning of what the Lord Yahushua is bringing, man. He's bringing forth judgment, famine, pestilence, wars, and this is only the beginning. We've only seen an inkling of the Lord Yahweh's power, man. And what he's about to do is going to shake and rock the whole earth, man. You're not going to know what to do. You ain't going to know where to hide, where to run. Keep going.
Yep, it says in verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute.
So they're sent as scourges for a minute. So what we're seeing right now before our very eyes, the Lord bringing the pestilences, the famines, the tribulation, distress among the men. You got the love of many waxing cold. The Lord is bringing these things as scourges for a minute. Which when you go into that word scourge, it's like, if a brother could get the definition of scourge, and then the definition of amendment. Because the Lord is basically doing this to correct you. You got it.
This is scourge in the online etymology, 1200 century, and it says a whip used for inflicting pain or punishment.
Yep. And read that again.
It says for the definition scourge in the online etymology, 1200 century, and it says a whip used for inflicting pain or punishment.
A whip used for inflicting pain or punishment. So he's bringing these things to whip you because you're sinning. You're going off. And then what is that all it says?
And it says a lash used for torture. And it says